He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is not another shooting show. We go to Memphis, Tennessee. Walking in Memphis. Who sang it, Jeff?
Oh, I was going to go That's How I Got to Memphis, which is a much better song by Tom C. Hall. But I don't remember which one.
Mark Cohn. 1991. I knew it was Mark Cohn, but I just Googled at the same time to verify, and that's when I saw 1991. Anyway, a man in Tennessee was hospitalized after he accidentally shot himself in the parking lot of a Bass Pro Shops. Officers said they responded to the shooting at 4:17 p.m. local time on Monday. The man told police he went into the business to sell his gun. However, he ended up not selling it because of the price he was quoted. Shocker. Wait, did we already... Oh, this is MSN. Oh, this is a 2-month-old story. Fuck, we already did this one. Shit. I hate it when they do this. Because Google will think it's a new story, but it's not a new story. It's actually an old story. Yeah, we already did this one. Anyway. Yeah, he shot himself in the left thigh, probably doing a Reddit photo of his gun in the parking lot. Idiot. Okay. Jeff told me before we started recording the show that he had a complaint for me.
I got bad news for you. Summer shanty, shite.
I don't think we can be friends anymore.
I guess. I was at the gas station. I was like, I could use a beer. I've become a beer drinker in my old age. And I had the Blue Moons in my hand. And I looked, and there were some summer shanties. And I said, Andy raves about those. I'm going to put the Blue Moons that I know that I at least tolerate / like. I put those back. And I grabbed the summer shanties based off of your recommendation. And I drank the first one and went, why?
So, summer shandy's kind of like cilantro. There's people who love it and people who think it tastes like soap. Or in the case of summer shandy, they think it tastes like Pledge.
Yeah, the lemon.
It's lemonade and beer.
Yeah, that lemonade, like So in Germany they call these Radlers, and Radlers are fine, but I should have gone with the Belgian wheat.
And Blue Moon is great. I love Blue Moon. I was kind of surprised you mentioned Blue Moon in the same story as Summer Shandy, and you liked one and not the other.
It is weird. I think it is
because they're kind of in the same family of beer. Like they're similar beers. I mean, they're made by the same company. Coors owns both of them. But yeah. Anyway, Summer Shandy is available year round now, so I'm happy. And
at Maverick gas stations, I'm starting to contemplate that Maverick might be my go-to breakfast spot.
Are they showing up everywhere down there now?
Yep, there's a couple. There's one.
They're taking over.
A mile and a half from my house. So it's basically Maverick and Casey's are battling in Omaha. It's Mavericks, Casey's, and QT. And Maverick burritos are the fucking winner.
Oh, they're good.
Their pizza's good, but it's like they're not competing with Casey's. They feel like they're two different products. But their burritos are fucking fire. They are
especially like, the breakfast burritos.
Yes, breakfast burritos, 100%. They are real eggs, real bacon, real sausage, real hash browns. Like
as good or better than a Taco John's meat and potato breakfast burrito.
Yep.
You ever had one of those? Taco John's isn't everywhere, but they're in Omaha and Sioux Falls.
I feel like I have.
Dude, you're missing out if you haven't. They're fucking great.
I'm a big breakfast person. I feel like I've had breakfast burritos from places. You know who has a breakfast burrito that is no one talks about? Burger King.
They do?
Yep. And it is fucking good. The sauce they use is fucking fire.
And if anyone's listening to this right now thinking we're not talking about shooting, we are absolutely talking about a shooting topic because you have to get something on your way to the match. Okay? And in this part of the country, there's a fair to partly cloudy chance you're going by a Casey's, and increasingly you're going to go by a Maverick. They have bought a couple of gas stations in town. In Sioux Falls, there was a franchise called Come and Go, spelled K-U-M and Go. Anyway, they've bought a couple of those locations here in town, but they haven't like converted them to full-on Mavericks yet. But I guess whatever brand they're using is owned by them.
Yeah.
But no, they've got Mavericks out in Rapid City. When I was out there for Area 3 last year, holy shit. It was out of the way for me, though. Like, from Bruce's house to the range, there wasn't one on the way. But
it was worth the drive.
One day I went out of the way to go there, and holy shit, was it totally worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, because you recommended the pizza, and I went there, and they only had like one slice. So I was like, okay, I got the one slice, and then I was like, fuck it, I'll grab a burrito. And I had the burrito, and I was like, oh, these are fucking fire.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The burrito, I mean, the pizza's good, but the burritos are really good. Really, really, really good. Anyway, so next topic, hot ranges. What is this about, Jeff?
So I saw a Reddit post on, I believe, our competition, and unfortunately, it was on my work computer, so I've been searching for it. Basically, this guy was asking if it's normal for ranges to be hot instead of cold. And this was the first time I'd ever heard of this happening. So basically, he explained it. When you got done with your stage, they would have you put a fresh magazine in and holster your gun. And you just walked around, cocked and locked, ready to go for the rest of the day. And it was interesting. There was a lot of conversation. So there were two sides to the conversation normally. One was the USPSA style conversation where, like, that's a terrible idea. You unload. It takes 2 seconds to reload the gun. Like, it's not that big of a fucking deal.
Yeah, loading and unloading a pistol is super quick.
Right. The other conversation was basically like, we're adults. We know what we're doing. We don't, like, basically big boy rules.
I mean, I get that too.
Right. And it was, I felt like it was a conversation to at least have, because it was like people, especially cops, for some fucking reason, will always be like, oh, well, when we're doing class, we're doing quals, or we just run hot, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, so there's two sides to that. One, you're in an extra controlled environment. Like, you are at work under the supervision of paid RSOs whose job is to get you through a task. Two, you are using level 2 or level 3 retention holsters. We use plastic buckets that sometimes happen to have locks on them.
Yeah.
And I like it was funny because you could tell the our competition shooting makeup of normal posters, because the top like 10 posts were, this is a fucking retarded idea. Do not do this. Fucking never go back to this match ever again. And the rest of them were like, oh, you fucking pussy ass bitches need to fucking herb or derb. Like, big boy rules. You carry around a loaded gun every day. Burr, 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 burr.
In that situation, because there's some level of hypocrisy saying, well, I carry a loaded gun with me every day. Why would it not be okay to do that at the range? I mean, it's a valid question.
Right.
At the same time, when you have a whole bunch of people with varying levels of experience and skill and safety, it's better to have a cold range.
Right. Like, if you guaranteed me that it was 12 GMs who have been shooting for over 10 years, maybe it's fine. Whatever. I'm less.
As long as they're not running around with the open guns or P320s.
Right. They got normal holsters. Like, everything's fine.
Yeah.
When you're like, oh, this C-class dude came with a holster he made in his garage last night. Okay, never mind. This is a terrible idea. This is literally why the Israelis made Israeli carry. Is they were like, hey, we need a rule for every gun that we could possibly have. And they're like, you know what the safest way to do that is? No bullet in the fucking chamber.
Yeah.
That's just what we're planning on.
Definitely the best. This Reddit post you found is fantastic. The question of the CCW Reddit post was, CCW instructors, what is the weirdest handgun someone has brought in for a practical exam? Well, I've had a couple guys show up with high points. Guess what? They both ran. They both finished without malfunction. Just giving data.
For me, when I did take classes with the tactards, the funniest thing to me was the amount of Glocks that went down.
Really?
So, yeah. So normally the Glock that went down was the Cerakoted, Timony trigger that was installed by your brother-in-law, blah, blah, blah. There was one guy who had bought the gun at the counter and then came up and shot the match. So they'd never lubed it. So he's shooting this Glock at it, and it was his first gun, and they were just trying to like run him through a basic ass stage, and it was just, or no, it was like a pistol 1 class of some sort, and it just wouldn't run. And they were like, well, he doesn't know how to hold it, so he's limp wristing it, and the gun still has the packing grease in it.
Yeah.
So
preservative, not gun oil.
So if you want to hear, if you don't want to go to Reddit, but you want to hear us talk about it, patreon.com.
Oh, but there's one more thing I wanted to say, though, before that. Sorry. The weirdest gun is actually one of the coolest guns I ever saw in a CCW class. It was a 1911 that was made in 1917.
Oh, that is cool.
It was super cool. As soon as I saw him hold it, I'm like, where did you get that? Because you can just look at it and go, this is old. Like, it was so clearly old. I can't even describe why I knew it was old. It was a little bit beat up, but it was a 1911, but it wasn't a 1911 like I think of a 1911. It was not an A1. It was literally the M1911. And so it looked a little different, and I believe it was a Colt, I think. I could be misremembering that, but it was of an age where manufacturer where you could look up the serial number, and it was made in 1917. And that's just fucking cool. I've had a number of Smith & Wessons come through the class, like the various 9mm that they made over the years, the steel-framed ones, the DASA guns.
Yep.
One was a highway patrol gun from the 70s. I can't remember what model number it was. I want to say like 59-6 or something like that. But I've never seen anything like completely weird and stupid. I've seen weird and stupid things put on guns for a CCW class, but I've never seen where the gun was actually just kind of weird in and of itself, outside of that 1911 and the high points that both ran for the entire 100 rounds they're required to shoot. So anyway, on that, say it again, Jeff.
Patreon.com.
Patreon.com/NotAnotherShootingShow. It's only $3.57 a month, and you will get all of the rest of this episode. A new thing adding to the list of ads that we do here. I am hosting Adam Grimm at my club April 24th and 25th. And then an optional third day, we're going to squad up for a club match on that Sunday. So it's a Friday, Saturday class, and then Sunday if that works for you. So if you are interested, get a hold of me however you can. I believe the link is also up at grimtech.com. But it's April 24th and 25th in Canton, South Dakota, which is just outside Sioux Falls. So about a 25-minute drive to the range there from Sioux Falls. r/NASS, that's our Reddit. MW Activewear, the finest jerseys you can get for your match. Northwoods, get registered for that. May 2nd and 3rd. PSTSL Belt, May 17th in Texas. Great Plains, June 6th and 7th. Registration is now open. Cornhusker Classic. Registration just opened this past Sunday. That's June 27th and 28th. And the Rushmore State Championship, July 11th and 12th. Registration also just opened on the 1st. So, and also, most of our matches are from right around where Jeff and I happen to live. But, if you want us to mention your match, I mean, really. I mean, yeah, we'd like to sponsor your match. And, you know, we'll pimp it out hard and, you know, give us a slot. And, hey, we might not be able to make it, but, hey, there you go. Otherwise, just message us. Anyway, patreon.com/notanothershooting show. It's only $3.57 a month.